When going to studyspanish.com, the students will be instructed to go to Grammar and then find the unit where preterite and imperfect tenses are studied. The units can be found on the left-hand side. Unit 6, right here, is the unit where preterite and imperfect tenses are studied. As you can see, there are many different lessons within the unit that the students can look at and practice with. For example, this first one has preterite versus the imperfect, and it's the first page, so it's a little simpler than, say, this one, which is the third page, and is a little bit more advanced. As you can see, there are many different things that you can do. First, there's a lesson where you can look and see these are the conjugations for the preterite tense, and these are the ones for the imperfect, and it will give you here a lesson or mini review of what you already learned in class. You can go down and see models and examples, both in Spanish and in English for better comprehension. You can go down and there's flashcards here under Complete List. If we go back up, you can see that there is a basic quiz, a mini test, and then an oral, and then other quizzes that can be taken for a review. We're going to go to the final. Reload this here. Let's just try quiz 2, see if that works. Nope. Basic quiz. There we go. Basic quiz uses the preterite versus imperfect. So what the student must do is go through and see the verb that's in its infinitive form unconjugated and use the subject yo to decide how it should be conjugated in the preterite tense. So here, it should be yo hablé. Here is an example of the imperfect, and you do the same thing. So it's necesitar and los chicos. So it should be los chicos necesitaban in the imperfect tense. The students can then go through all of the questions and then submit. This will say that I did not answer all of these questions. But if I answered all of them, it would tell me that I got some wrong or some right, and then it will give me a hint as to whether I used the wrong tense or maybe I looked at the wrong subject. And you can go back right here and redo the ones that you got incorrect. Go back up. Now this is just for the preterite versus imperfect one. So you can see that there's many different types of reviews here for the students to do. And then that's just for the first one. There's all of these that go along with this unit, preterite versus imperfect. And finally at the very end there's a review of all of them, and it's a very long page that goes through everything that we already looked at and even gives extra little notes to help a student remember when to use imperfect and when to use preterite. Studyspanish.com for the preliminary usage is free. Many high schools have an account so their students can go on and use it whenever they want to. And if you want to access it at home and you don't have an account through your school, you can go through and use many of the site's pages. Just some of them, like this test and the final, probably won't show up because they're more advanced. But there's still so much practice here that it's really worth checking out.